Normalization of what has in the past been something that would be a death knell to anybody's political career, but it's not only seems normal now, or it's been normalized, but that it's also helping him get even more popular than before. What's your take?
You know, Trump, if anything, is a creature of media. If that's one thing he understands how to drive media narratives, how to brand products and brand himself. And he was a pop cultural icon before he was a political figure. But when you combine the fact that now the entire conservative movement has kind of embraced him as their leader, now anything that is a slight against Trump is a slight against them, the rank and file, right? And so he's a symbolic figurehead. And once you get to that place, it's kind of dangerous because then a politician can get away with almost anything because everything is not seen in terms of their individual merits or what they've done in terms of personal responsibility. It's always seen as a kind of conspiracy against the movement itself and the regular rank and file Republican voter. And so, I mean, I think that's what's going on. And the more you attack him, the more it energizes them. And so we're in this tricky set. I mean, but this doesn't actually tell us what the independent voter, the kind of non 30, 40%, person that's locked in hardcore Republican MAGA, it remains to be seen that independent voter, more the middle of the road voter, how this is going to affect him.
Right. And what's your take on white evangelicals who are now lining up behind him in greater numbers than before? I mean, he seems to have locked in and said that they're going to be his loyal constituency going forward, even though there seems to be significant contradictions between what it is that they believe and what Trump has done in the past. What's your take?
I mean, when we all experienced the 90s with Clinton, the Clinton era, right, where the big scandal was Clinton's sexual improprieties and family values was invoked. The same thing in the Bush era. And Trump goes against all those things. So it almost makes someone's head spin a little bit. But I think, again, once you look at him, maybe some people have argued the evangelical base looks at him more in a strategic way. As long as he gets the job done and overturns Roe v. Wade, which he successfully did, there's a rational kind of strategic cold calculation approach to it. But I don't think that quite gets at it. I mean, I think there are other contradictions where they'll rationalize him and it's like God creates an unlikely warrior for people that has its flaws. Like they'll come up with anything, but then if it's a Democratic candidate, any minor affair or divorce is put under a spotlight. We saw this with Obama, right? Obama was like a perfect family man, but they tried to, turn almost him wearing a tan suit into a scandal. So it's amazing what groups will rationalize to support their leader.
Okay. Jordan, the